I'm going to walk you through how to do the shirt sleeve method of applying sleeves to a bodice. In the next video, I will do a set-in sleeve. There's two different methods. The first one I'm going to show you is the shirt sleeve method. In the shirt sleeve method, you would want to sew your bodice. I'm doing one of each method on either side of this bodice here. In the shirt sleeve method, you would want to just sew the shoulder seam. And I've also done that on my lining. Now my lining I've done opposite because I want right sides together eventually. And so it looks like I'm doing the wrong side, but the lining definitely would need to be the opposite just for this example. So I'm going to lay my bodice out. I've got front, back. Now front sleeves are marked with 1 notch. Back sleeves are marked with 2 notches. I have not included any on this particular style because it's so tiny. So I'm just going to show you how to pin that. Now this sleeve is going to be in here like this. Eventually when we sew it together, then you can see it will turn out something like that, and we'll have little short sleeves. People get really confused on how to pin this because we want to sew right sides together, but what happens when you go turn this to right sides together? You have a curve going this way and you have a curve going this way. Well, this is where we use our skills of fabric manipulation. So I'm going to pick this up. This sleeve has, some sleeves will have a notch at the top where it's supposed to match the shoulder seam. I'm just guessing since I don't have any notches, but I'm going to pin that there. Now I'm going to bring this down and force this to match up here. And I'm going to pin there. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. I'm going to force this down and match up that corner right there. Now I'm not going to be stitching right here, so I don't need to pin that. That's the underarm of the sleeve. But then I'm going to allow gravity to kind of do its thing, and I'm going to pull these raw edges so that they're matching. And you can see there might be a little rippling. If your sleeve called for gathering stitches, they would be in this area, and that's when you would pull those gathering stitches and it would shrink up the sleeve to fit this arm's eye. Now I matched this up pretty good. Got lucky there. So I'm going to pin this and pin this. Go on this side. And see, I've got a little ripple, and that's okay. That ripple is going to work itself out when I go to sew it. Sometimes you might get little pinches or a little gathering in there. Sleeves take a lot of practice. I do like this method because sometimes it is a little bit easier, but it doesn't make as much sense as the set-in sleeve. So now that I've got that pinned, you can see when I get it stitched and turned, then I'm going to have something that looks like this. So I'm going to stitch that and get back to you on the part 2.